What's going on, everybody? Let me make sure that I don't hear myself. Fine. Let's get it. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream. It's your boy, Dr. Kojo. It's the late night show, Dr. Kojo, and we're going to be talking about a couple of signs that you are dysregulated. So I made this list today. I got 4 signs for y'all when I was doing my writing. I came up with 4 signs, and these are all things that I have done at many different points of my life. Some recently, and it appears to be a recurring theme. Anytime I get into a depressive funk, right? I get into a rut. I'm just dysregulated. I'm all over the place. Which, it could be my baseline, but understand that you're dysregulated is the first sign to regulating yourself. Because if you don't know, you can't do nothing, right? So that's what we're going to talk about today. Use the comment section to let me know where you're checking in from, your name, so on and so forth. Emily, what's up? Oh my goodness, take a look at this. Facebook then switched up how the comments are showing. I can actually see people's faces now. Emily, Suvendu, what's going on? Suvendu, I'm assuming is checking in from what looks like India. I don't want to assume, but it looks like somewhere in Asia, especially if you're saying good morning. You're in a whole different day. But good morning to you, even though it's night over here. Good morning to you. Nisha is checking in live from Houston. Speaking of Houston, I will be at the All Jokes Aside Comedy Club in Houston, Texas on the 26th of April. You can use the link in the bio to get tickets to the comedy show. I'm looking forward to seeing y'all there. I'm looking for my people. I'm going across the country looking for my fellow neurospicy people. So we'll start off with Houston in April. Then we will move to Nashville the very next month. And then we will go around. We'll go around the United States. But we're kicking it off in Houston because I told my community that we're going to start off in Houston last year. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Vanessa, what's going on? Courtney from Louisiana, what's up? Instinctive from Atlanta, how you doing? The real DTF, what's going on? Looks like that's YouTube. We are streaming live on a couple of different platforms. We're live on Facebook. We're live on LinkedIn. Yes, you can go live on LinkedIn. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Twitch. We're live on Twitch. And we're also live on TikTok. The TikTok comments don't show here, but on TikTok, you can get the whole live stream. And I'm looking at my TikTok screen right now, so I can see everything that my TikTokers write to me. I just have to look down. All right. Hello from the DMV. Okay. We got the DMV in the house. Danielle Berry Sports Highlight 2020. Oh, okay. Laker fan. Okay. Awesome. The real DTF is waiting an assessment for neurodiversity. Okay. I wish you the best. I hope that you pass your test. I hope you pass your ADHD autism test. We will be wishing you the best. All right. So let me talk about the inspiration for tonight's topic, the dysregulation. I've made a couple of videos the past couple of weeks where I've been talking about regulating your nervous system. Okay. And in those videos, one of the main points that I was trying to drive home was that in order to regulate your nervous system, you got to probably change your environment first and foremost. So when you change your environment, you give yourself a better chance at becoming a bit better, a little healthier. But first, you have to know that you're dysregulated and overwhelmed, because sometimes we don't know until the crash out comes. So that's why I got the signs that you're dysregulated tonight. Someone said Kevin Hart, what's up? Jamie, I'm good. How are you? Jamie's checking out LinkedIn. Man, I just want to say it feels really good to see the LinkedIn comments coming in as well. And also, I just like the new way that this is showing up. I can actually see people's faces now. This is really cool. Like, I want to see y'all's faces, and I like reading books that have big words. So I like it when things are like up in my face. I like that. Vanessa's jumping ahead. A little bit. Let me see what Vanessa's saying. Do you find it hard tearing yourself away from work when you started, even if you're overwhelmed, and then get dysregulated? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's the type of neurodivergence I have, where it's hard for me to stop anything. I mean, it's hard to start, then it's hard to stop as well. So I've learned to, to balance things, but the initiation of tasks is extremely difficult for people like me. So I'm aware of that, and I do different things to trick myself into starting a task. And also, for all my people in the South, the weather has been pretty erratic. The winter storm it's a thing. So I just want to say, I hope y'all are good. I hope y'all are safe. Courtney, I hope that y'all are safe and good in the house. That's the first priority. Now, being stuck in the house is not fun. It can take us back to the COVID times. It's not fun to be stuck in the house at all. It is not fun to be stuck in the house, and sometimes it makes you want to go at your loved ones, because you need space away from your loved ones, your kids, your spouse. Nobody should be stuck with the people 24/7, 25/8. You need a little bit of time away from them. So just thug it out. You got it. Thug it out. You got it. Shelby said the lack of sunlight is disrespectful. Shelby, what's going on? See, you can see people's face. Like, I can see Shelby's whole face now. This is dope. So whatever change this is, I don't know if my sister made this change or if this is how StreamYard is doing this, but this is super cool. I can see people's faces. That's dope. Julie, I appreciate you. Nicole, thank you so much. This is tight. I can see people's faces. Oh, that's tight. That's tight. That's tight. Emily says, I just got out of a MAG episode where I spent over $300 and cried a lot. Oh, Mickey, Ficky, I'm sorry. Whew. Mania will do that. Mania will do that. Tennessee got hit really hard. My car is buried up the wheels. Yes, I reached out to all my folks in Tennessee and Nashville, Murfreesboro, Franklin, Antioch, Brentwood, Memphis. Y'all be safe out there, all right? Take care of yourselves, and it's not fun to be out there in the cold. So just take care of yourself. And Bariatric Betty on TikTok says, winter storm laps in 30 centimeters of Canadian snow right now. Okay, for those of y'all in Canada, y'all are different. So we're not used to all of this in the U.S. So be kind to us. Oh, we have people watching from Australia. Okay. I'd like to get a couple of shows going in Australia too. Jessica, happy to see you as well. Jessica, happy to see you. Okay. Well, let's talk about dysregulation. The 4 signs that you're dysregulated. I have 4 signs right here, and these are not in any particular order. Okay, they're not in any particular order, but the order that I wrote them in is probably, at least I think in my opinion, signs that I know that I'm becoming a bit dysregulated. So I actually wrote the signs down today. Normally I like to type them out, but I'm working on putting the pen to the paper. The same way I write when it's time to write jokes or just like writing my journal. I wrote these signs down. So I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that. So now I get to type it in. Okay. Look at me typing. Here we go. All right. So 4 signs that you are dysregulated. Number one. Let's pull it up here. Look at that. Look at that nice little logo that pops up. It's the little things that matter. Number 1, you look to be efficient with every single thing. You become extremely impatient. It's like you can't wait for anything. You have to get things done, and you want to get them done as soon as possible, and you want to get multiple things done at once. When you do this, when we have a lot of balls in the air, some of them are going to drop, and you don't do things well. You're looking to be efficient with everything. And I am somebody, I do optimize for time because I don't feel like I have The most time I'm a pretty busy person. But when you catch yourself trying to be efficient with every single thing, it's a sign that you could be dysregulated. Like you have no patience at all. It's one thing to go to work and on your way back from work, you get gas, you go to the grocery store, you get milk and eggs because there's an ice storm coming to Tennessee, so you want to be prepared, and then you stop and you get the mail. That's good. We want to be efficient like that. But what I'm talking about is you want to be efficient with every single thing. So your kids are talking to you, your daughter's trying to tell you a story, and she's trying to tell you what happened at school, and you just want her to get to the point. Your daughter's talking to you, and while she's talking to you, you're washing the dishes. At the same time, you're trying to listen to a podcast. You're trying to get all of these things done at once because you feel like you have no time. And also, this is because things become very difficult. I hope my mom is calling me. I got to pick up 1 second. Hey, Mom. I'm on a live stream, but are you good? Okay, yeah. I'll call you afterwards, and we'll just straighten everything out. Okay, all right. Bye, Levy. Okay, all right. I gotta pick up. Because that's my mom. That's mom's. Okay, all right. Where are we at? Looking to be efficient with everything. I think I was in the middle of a story where, and I will let my mom know that y'all say hi. So, Paula, I'm gonna let Mama know. But you're in the middle of listening to a story that your daughter is telling you, and then you're trying to get the dishes done. And then as your daughter's telling you the story, she's taking forever to get to the point. So now you're getting a bit angrier. And here's the thing about kids. Kids know when you're upset. Kids know when you're upset. And the kids are very smart. So now because they see that you're impatient and you're upset with them, or so it appears that you're upset with them, now they don't want to tell you the story. The next day they come home from school, instead of coming to tell you what they learned at school, they'll give you a couple of 1 or 2 word, replies, because when they try to connect with you, you tried to listen to them, but you're trying to get something else done. And also you're not even present in the moment. So you know how you can be like here, but your mind is somewhere else? The majority of us are never really in the present moment. You're driving in a car, you're thinking about something, you're thinking about the bill that you forgot to pay, you're thinking about the tickets that you have to take care of, you're thinking about the fact that you have to check in for your flight. You're all over the place. So when you're dysregulated, you're going to struggle to prioritize things. You're not going to know what's the most important thing to do. So because nothing is, or because everything seems to be a priority, nothing is a clear priority to you. So because you're all over the place, you're going to do everything with the same amount of effort and intensity. And everything doesn't need to be attacked with that much intensity. Certain things, now your important priorities, okay, you got to really lock in on those and hammer it in, take care of it. And other things that are not as important, we don't have to spend so much time and energy on those things. But when you misprioritize, you put yourself at a good chance of being dysregulated. So it's important to understand that if you're looking to be efficient with everything, if you're very impatient, and if you're at the point where you're trying to get multiple things done at once, you won't do things as well. And you probably will have to go back and do those things over again because you didn't do it correctly in the first place. It's kind of like washing dishes, like when you're in a hurry and you're washing dishes really quick and you realize after the fact, you only realize this when you're ready to eat. You realize after the fact that you didn't wash the dishes correctly and there's still some food on the plates. And now you're like, all right, damn, I just got to do dishes all over again. So the dysregulated person is going to try their best to get multiple things done at once. And more than likely what happens is that you don't get anything done correctly. So you have to go back and do the thing again. And if this is the case, then we didn't make any progress. We didn't make any progress. Like, it would have been better if we would have done one thing at a time. And I have to remind myself of this. I keep thinking that I can get a whole lot of things done at once. And you really can't. And I like what the real DTF says. It's like having 50 tabs open on a laptop. That's correct. You have all these open loops in your mind. And have you ever opened up your laptop after you've had it closed for a while? You open it up and you see all the things that you were working on, all the 25 different tabs. It's funny how when you open up the laptop after taking a break, you realize that 12 of those tabs are not important. And 4 of those tabs, you were searching for the same thing. It really wasn't important. But we thought it was. We thought it was. We thought it was. And if you're dysregulated, like I said, the best thing you can do, or the most initial thing you can do, is adjusting your environment. But first, you have to know that you're dysregulated. You have to know. You got to know. You got to know. And Amelia says, I always get time for error. I set a routine and structure. If I don't get my list done all good, as an ADHD person, I actually get a lot done compared to others. I like this. I really like this. I love the show right here. Love the show. I like this. I like this because you don't want to. And for those of us who have ADHD and we make our own schedule, or we're entrepreneurs, or you don't work a traditional job, it's almost even worse for you because the day never really ends. So if the day never really ends for you, then when does the day ever start? We need a system. We need routine. We need structure. And whatever you can get done within that tab, fine. Whatever you can't get done, you got to move on. But you cannot torture yourself with the things from the past that you weren't able to do. It's really best to do things one at a time. So we need to be efficient. And like when you have one of the brains that I have, a neurospastic brain, you have to find ways to be efficient. But when you're trying to be efficient all the time and you don't have time for anything, then you know that you told yourself a lie, that you don't have time for anything. We have to find a way to reset ourselves. You got to find a way to reset yourself. So number one, you're looking to be efficient with every single thing. Every single thing. And to talk about this real quick, I mean, you can do other activities to take your mind off of things, but if you don't do what you have to do, then eventually you're gonna have to come back and do it regardless. The key to life, the secret of life, is doing the right thing at the right time with the right people. If you're not doing the right thing, then you're already screwed up. But if you're doing the right thing at the wrong time, then we're not getting any points for it. If you're doing the right thing at the right time, but with the wrong people, then you're going to have the pain and heartbreak that comes with hanging out with people who are not high in character. So the right people, the right time, and the right thing. Right thing, right time, right people. Yes, I'm in LA. Sherry, we are. And Maria on TikTok says, I avoid the important task for the last minute. It gives me dopamine while working under stress. So, Maria, that's good. That's good. But how many times will we make careless mistakes when we're rushing and we're trying to get things done at the last second? That's where a lot of the ADHD tax comes from. You're rushing. So you're going really fast. I kid you not. What did I do? Was it Friday? Okay. Friday, guys, I have to catch a flight from Seattle back to Los Angeles. And this is what I did. Luckily for me, I don't know, it must have been God. There must have been God. But I was looking at my passport. I got a brand new passport, right? And I was looking at how shiny the passport was. And I said, oh, my passport is so shiny. Oh, I'll just take my passport with me because, let me just take my passport with me. Like, it wouldn't hurt to take my passport. I never travel with my passport, like when I'm flying within the U.S. But for some reason, I took my passport with me. All right. And as I'm leaving to go to the car, I realize that I don't have my wallet. So I go into one of my book bags and I grab my wallet in the book bag. But some way, somehow, instead of taking the wallet out, I took something else from the book bag that wasn't the wallet. So I get to the airport and, I'm running behind because I'm doing everything at the last second. And I realized that I don't have my wallet on me because I looked at my phone. I did to find my wallet thing. And so my wallet was many miles away. I'm like, oh my goodness, I left my wallet. I left my wallet. Luckily, for some reason, I had grabbed a passport, so you can still use your passport and you can fly with the passport. But I was in a hurry, so I left my wallet. So you're going to make mistakes if you're going fast. And we can go fast when we have to, and we do our best work under pressure. But if you're going fast all the time, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to pay extra. It's going to cost you more money. And we would like to save money if we can, but it's going to cost you more money if you keep going fast all of the time. You have to find a way to slow down. And Justin, you got some points here. You make some really good points here, Justin. Make some good points here. I mean, the world that we live in, it might not be set up for us to slow down, but you got to find ways to slow down. All right, second sign that you're dysregulated. Leilani, what's going on? I hope y'all are good over there in Tennessee. Hope y'all are safe with all that ice. You're easily upset. The second sign that you're dysregulated, you're easily upset. All right, now a lot of things can piss you off, but the person who's dysregulated more than likely isn't getting a lot of sleep. They probably aren't drinking a lot of water and hydrating themselves. This person probably isn't going for walks. So somebody who is not going for walks, not sleeping, they're in a hurry, this person is going to be, running on damn near E. The smallest things are going to set you off. So you're going to be upset. And the key here is you're looking for something that normally wouldn't piss you off that really pisses you off. All right. So you know yourself. If you step in, let's say you put on a fresh pair of socks and you step in a puddle of water. Nobody really likes that. That all pisses off for the most part. But if you're dysregulated, this can really throw you off. I mean, depending on how dysregulated you are, it can shut your whole day down. The fact that you stepped in water with a fresh pair of socks, like you just took the socks out of the dryer and it's warm, and you put it on your feet and you're feeling good. And it could be your last pair of socks too, like the last clean pair of socks. And like I've done this before, and it was like the last pair of socks. So I didn't have any other clean socks. So I had to let the sock dry. Sometimes you take a sock off and you do like this. Mickey, Vicky. You become so upset. Leilani says, a lot of people without power in Tennessee, acquiring a private business and starting a new TikTok for mental health. Okay. I like that. It gives you purpose. Next time, gives a trigger warning. Socks nightmare. Right. And that's the first thing I can think of that really grinds my gears. Another thing I don't like is when I have a white shirt, kind of like this one right here, and I spill like chocolate pudding on it. I hate that. Especially with, shirts like this. I got to take this to the dry cleaners. So now I have to take it to the dry cleaner because I can't wash my hand. And now it becomes a big inconvenience for me. And it may not be the biggest thing on my to-do list that day, but if you're dysregulated, you're not able to tell what's a bigger priority than what. So everything is just a big task to you. So if you have 8 things on your to-do list, and some of them are relatively minor tasks, they're all going to look like big things. So this is why you try and optimize for everything. You want to be as efficient with every single thing because you tell yourself that you have no time. And you probably could use some more time, but you are able to manage the time that you have because it's all coming at you all at once. It's just so much. And Vanessa, how I deal with organized piles, what I'll do is I'll keep them in a room. Like I can keep them here or something like that for a week until the housekeeper comes and helps me out. Or when I have a random burst of energy and motivation, maybe I'm listening to a really good podcast, or maybe I took my medications. I took my Adderall, and then I get to talking to a friend on the phone, and then all of a sudden I have the energy to fold a couple of clothes. But I'll just keep it out of my way so that way I don't see the mess that I have. I got to get it out of the way. Drip drip on TikTok. What's going on? What a name, drip drip. So if you're easily upset, it could be a sign that you're dysregulated. And Courtney, when you're getting dysregulated, the first thing that you want to do is you want to change to be more accurate, you want to change your state. I know Tony Robbins talks about this a lot, what emotional state you're in. So when I say change your state, I'm not talking about going from Tennessee to Arkansas, but you want to change the state that you're in. The best way to do that is to change your environment. And like I'm saying, you don't have to move, but you may have to get out of one room and go to a whole different room. If I'm trying to write and I'm doing it here and no thoughts come out, I'll go to the kitchen. If that doesn't work, I go to another part of the house. Most times I realize that if I'm looking to write, I'm able to write the best in public, a coffee shop, a library. I have to go somewhere where I'm getting some type of sensory input. So it's just not going to be possible for me to write at home. Sometimes you can be dysregulated with no sensory input. Ain't that crazy? You can be at home in a very quiet environment and you're still dysregulated. Doesn't make any sense. But you want to change your state. You want to change your environment. You want to change your state, change your environment. And also, before I get to the third sign that you're dysregulated, it's also very important to pay attention to what makes you feel good. What makes you feel good? Now, drugs and alcohol and sex aside, what makes you feel good? If you get an email or a text from your boss saying that you did great and your presentation at work was awesome, if that makes you feel good, take note of that. If you go and you work out and you feel better afterwards, take note of that. If it's music, take note of that. If it's nature, take note of that. If it's food, take note of that. Now, food's a little bit tricky only because if we get to the point where we use food as a reward, I think as an adult, you can use food as a reward and we should be okay for the most part. But when you're talking about kids, when you use food as a reward, that can lead to, negative patterns, and kids can associate food with, oh, if I do this, I get food, and food is something that's essential. We need food to survive. But if it's like, okay, I do this and I get to eat 2 honey buns, then it gets a little tricky. Hitting the gym, yes. I have to work out tonight. Tonight, my workout is going to be at night. But when I hit the gym in the morning, and guys, if you're neurospicy, the gym is not optional. You have to go to the gym. You have to go to the gym. Or if you're not a gym person, you got to run. I almost bit my tongue. You got to run. You got to run. You got to do push-ups. You got to do yoga. You got to do CrossFit. You have to work the body out some way, somehow. It's not optional for you if you're neurospicy. It can be hard. It can be hard, but the gym is for mental health purposes. The gym, I promise you, the gym. Yeah. Food not a reward for kids. Sometimes as an adult, if you have a good relationship with food, we can do that, but still be a little careful. Be careful with that. Annette, and this is why your environment matters. If you're around spaces like this where you feel safe and you see people like you that you can relate to, if this makes you feel better, then you want to replicate that in your day-to-day life. And somebody says, would at-home workout suffice? Yeah, just moving the body works. And the hardest part about this, Annette, is that sometimes it's difficult to find your tribe in real life, which is why it's cool that we have the internet. But if you're around people that are like you, who are honest about how they feel, on certain things, that would make you feel better. So pay attention to how you feel with certain things. And also, the same way, I want you to pay attention to what you like. Pay attention to what you don't like. I don't think we talk about that enough. Pay attention to what you don't like, because one of the biggest reasons why we are dysregulated as a people is because we get burnt out. The burnout is part of the dysregulation. And burnout comes not from working very hard, but burnout comes from working very hard on the wrong things. Okay. And I know this. I still make the mistake. I'll work very hard on the wrong things. I burn my energy in the wrong direction. And I'm like, damn, coach, we know this. We teach this. Why do we still do this? But when you work very hard on things that mean a lot to you, then you're playing games that you are designed to win. But when you're working very hard on the wrong things, it will lead to burnout, and it'll make it that much harder to regulate yourself. So be mindful of that. And Caitlin on TikTok, I don't know how you would get TikTok to automatically give you the alert to the live stream. Anybody on TikTok, if you're watching and you know how to do that, please let Caitlin know. And I'm curious myself. Joey says, gym can be my playground, but it can't be too crowded or a ton of attractive people. Joey says, the gym cannot be too crowded or have too many attractive people. I get overwhelmed. Well, Joey on TikTok, it's good to know that if the gym, it's hard to do when too many people are in there, or if there's too many fine people in the gym, then just keep that in mind. Try and go to the gym when there's not a lot of people there. I know for me, I'm able to lift heavier weights when we have a gym crush, like I can lift heavier weights because you make a little bit of eye contact here and there, and then they look at you for like a half a second, and that half a second stare from your gym crush can carry you all week. But if you talk to your gym crush, then you've ruined it. You're not supposed to talk to them. You're supposed to use it for motivational purposes. But keep that in mind. The TikTok question was, how do we get TikTok to alert us that I'm going live? That's the question right there. And the topic this evening, Caitlin, is 4 signs that you're dysregulated. 4 signs that you're dysregulated. Number 1 was you're looking to be efficient with everything. Number 2 is you're easily upset. And I'm about to get to number 3. And real quick, while somebody brought it up, how can us neurodivergence deal with everything that we're seeing happening in the country? I think it's important to look at the things that are happening in the country, and if something means a lot to you, or if you're very passionate about a topic, I think it's helpful to write about it, like write how you feel about certain things, and look for spaces where you can talk about things that are important to you, the topics that are important to you. And since this country has been a thing, we've always had 2 sides that don't agree with certain things. But when you're passionate about social issues, I think it's important for you to voice it. It needs to come out some way, somehow. Because if it doesn't, then that internal, unrest is just going to drive you nuts. So it's important to get it out some way, somehow, but also do your best to rein it in. So be mindful of the fact that news, like, it's also like social media. It's an algorithm. So if a certain news network has a headline that is distressing and it makes you more anxious, it's going to get more clicks and more views. So sometimes we have to do our best to turn off the TV, turn off the phones, and try to take in too much. But if you feel very passionate about certain topics, please write, get it out. Get it out. And Bridget said, a strong sense of justice is very hard to live with these days. It is, because it's very emotionally taxing on you. But definitely rest in peace to, I forgot the guy who lost his life in Minnesota. I can't think of it. But definitely rest in peace. I know he was a fellow nurse. And Caitlin says, this has become my only safe space. I feel like no one gets me. It's very difficult to have that safe space in real life, I find, because in real life, people are I don't want to get too off topic, but people are, in the Matrix. Like, people, they're playing the whole neurotypical song and dance. Nobody's actually being themselves. There's a lot of social games being played, so it's hard to be yourself. Alex Preddy. There you go. Thank you very much. Rest in peace to Alex Preddy. And Lindsay says, most neurodivergents have a strong sense of right and wrong, and it makes it hard to... Lindsay, I struggle with that as well. I struggle with that, and I have to do this to myself. I got to do it like this. Because sometimes I'll see something, and I want to say something. I'm like, this is not right. This ain't right. But then I'm like, just keep your mouth shut. You're going to get in trouble. Just keep your mouth shut. Keep your mouth shut. But it's hard to do that because we feel like we have to, we got to say something. My husband is very supportive, but he doesn't truly understand. And shout out to our partners who support us even when they don't understand, because you don't have to understand something to support. And I think it's important that we talk about that. You don't have to understand something to support. Ooh, Gab. Ooh, look at this. Can you talk about coming out of survival mode? I will say this about coming out of survival mode, and then I'll get to the third side of you being dysregulated. Survival mode is more so of a mental thing than a physical thing, and the sooner you can get out of it, the better. And what I like to do is I like to tell myself all the time, I like to say, I'm safe, I'm safe, I'm good, I'm safe, I'm good. If I'm going into an unknown environment, or even before I go on stage, I say, I'm safe, I'm good, I'm safe, I'm good. You have to train yourself to get out of survival mode, and it takes a while. It takes a while. So the third step right here, that you're dysregulated, you start to self-sabotage. This right here, like I said, these are not in any particular order, but this is one of the biggest ones. This is one of the biggest ones. I use a different picture right here. Look at this, YouTube, Facebook. It's cool. This is so cool. Okay, you start to self-sabotage. And it's very important to be mindful of this. You don't want to be judgmental, but you want to be mindful of this and figure out what are your patterns. What leads to you self-sabotaging? And self-sabotage can be many different ways. It could be through impulsive decisions, starting relationships out of nowhere, ending relationships out of nowhere, impulsively spending money, isolating yourself from people that want to help you. Any form of self-harm that holds you back from getting to your goals is self-sabotage. And when you're dysregulated, you self-sabotage when the better action would be to just sit still. To just sit still. Sometimes doing nothing is the best action. And James, Shout out to the Patriots and congratulations to Mike Vrabel. I'm happy for him. I miss him as a coach of the Titans, but shout out to Mike Vrabel. I'm very happy for him. Very happy for him. And that comes from a genuine place. I love Mike Vrabel. But to talk about self-sabotage, this is one of, this being dysregulated is not fun at all, but this is one of the most difficult parts of being dysregulated because you don't realize that the self-sabotage is a thing until after the fact. Once the smoke is cleared, then you realize what you've done. You're like, oh my goodness, I spent $300 in a Mac episode. Like Emily said earlier. Dang, I spent, my goodness. Or I've been isolating, like Stephanie's saying on TikTok. I isolate so bad because I truly feel like I'm being so ridiculous and people get sick of me. Isolating. And I'm not sure if y'all have ever isolated for a couple of weeks, a couple of months. Have you realized that when you come out of your isolation and you start to talk to people again, it's hard to talk to people? It's very difficult to talk and have social skills when you've been isolating for a long time. It's very difficult. Very difficult. You feel like you have to learn how to be social all over again because you haven't been around people. You've been in a house all day by yourself. You've got to get outside of the house. The magic happens outside of the house. And it's very easy to be inside and to just, like have fun. And I've created a world for myself where I can be inside the house. I can play NCAA. I can, watch doom scroll on social media. But it's not healthy at all. Give me some water. I need me some water. Self-sabotaging. And what can be very helpful for this is having close people tell you things about yourself that maybe you didn't know. And these are things that you don't want to hear. You don't want to hear these things, but somebody got to tell you. I was having a conversation with my old lady, and I was asking her what are some things that I do that I could work on. Pretty much, I'm telling her, hey, diagnose me. Tell me my crazy. What's my crazy at the moment? And she mentioned isolation. I'll go into these periods where I'll be by myself, and it's just me, and I'm thugging it out by myself. I'm not really talking to people. I'm just kind of doing my own thing. And that's probably an early sign of depression, but there's some paranoia wrapped into that, where I'll tell myself, hey, I'm staying in the house because it's safe. When you're inside the house, it's safe. You can't get in trouble. I'm inside the house. I'm safe. But it's me slowly removing myself away from other people. When you're around people, you can get feedback. People that you trust, obviously. You can get feedback. You can get connection. It's a need. We're social beings. We're supposed to be around people. So if you isolate and you remove yourself away from society, then your mental health will surely deteriorate. It may not be immediately, but over time, it's going to start to fade away. It's going to fade away. Self-sabotage. And sometimes if you just did nothing, you'd be okay. And I'm talking about nothing as opposed to impulsively spending money because you've been feeling really bad. Sometimes all you have to do is get into the car and go for a drive, go outside, feel the air on your skin, go touch some grass, go outside, go people watching. And it seems very silly. It's like I feel kind of dumb when I do it. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna go outside and touch grass. But I've been outside before, and I've gone to literally touch grass. Like I touched the grass, and I picked up the blades of grass, and I smelt it. I didn't smell like that. I was just like, I didn't smell it super hard, but I smelled the grass. And after my walk, I felt better because I moved the body. I moved the body. You have to move the body. Sometimes movement is all you need. Move the body, and whatever you want to do, tell yourself, or hugging a tree. Okay, you can hug a tree too, Lavita. You can hug a tree. Instead of the action that you're hell bent on doing. So instead of, you know, switching cities, quitting your job, um, getting into multiple relationships, or breaking up with somebody, or whatever, before you do what you want to do, it could be helpful to write out what you want to do and leave it there for 48 hours, 24 to 48 hours, and then come back to it later. Just write it out and don't do anything. Because one thing that we struggle with as neurodivergent people, and it's not just specific to us, but one thing that we struggle with is black and white thinking. So I'm not talking about black and white people. I'm talking about black and white thinking. So it's either all good or all bad. There's no in between. There's no nuance. So if you're struggling with something, you're like, okay, this is bad. This is all bad. It's all bad. I hate it. It's all bad. It could just be all bad for that day. Or maybe it was all bad for a week, but maybe you really like that job. But because you're thinking it's all bad, you're like, okay, I got to get away from this. I have to get away from this person, this job, this city. I got to go. If you give yourself time to think about things, you can make a better decision. Sometimes if you're worried about money, you will spend more money worrying about money as opposed to just hanging in there. You tell yourself, I don't want to spend any money. So you're trying to cut corners. And then by you cutting corners, it ends up being more expensive. It's funny how it works. You wanted to save some money, and you cut corners, and now you have to buy something multiple times. So when you're dysregulated, you're going to want to self-sabotage. You're going to want to, and not intentionally. It's more so you want to change your state. You think that whatever you do is going to help you feel better. You think isolating will make you feel better. You think that hooking up with that random person will make you feel better. You think that impulsively moving to Tulsa, Oklahoma is going to make you feel better. It might make you feel better in the moment, but it may not be what you actually want to do. So you got to give yourself some time. You got to give yourself some time. Give yourself some time. Bunny, I'm good. Unc is doing well. Unc is doing well. It's sometimes for me when people are talking too much of me. Look, people can be overstimulating. And depending on what the environment is, you may have to remove yourself from people. If it's a Zoom call, maybe mute yourself and, turn off your camera and take some time to breathe. Take some time to breathe. Paige, April the 26th at All Jokes Aside Comedy Club. And I appreciate you, Paige. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your attention. Los Angeles, Jessica. I think about moving to South America or Mexico. All right, so a lot of people are looking at what's going on in the news, and they're thinking that it's time to leave America. And look, it could, I don't know, it could be. But you probably want to visit South America or Mexico before you move there. The thought of moving sounds really good, but maybe you just want to not be in your current state. But then again, I've been to Mexico before, but I haven't been to South America. Maybe South America is a key. I know a lot of expats who have gone somewhere else and they feel really good. You could be onto something. No, Diddy. Great week. Week, Grayson. Stephanie, I appreciate you, Stephanie Diane. Zach says, OMG, I've been going on TikTok lives and trying not to crash out to learn emotional regulation. Yeah, please don't crash out on me. Please don't crash out on me. London, okay. How are you? Thought about leaving? Everybody's leaving. let me get the fourth one. And Genevieve, I've spoken about my diagnosis story before, but I'll talk more about. I'll have more live streams where I'll talk about my diagnoses and what's diagnosed, undiagnosed, and my whole mental health journey, which really started in my mid-20s, right before. I'll say right before I went back to school for my last degree. All right. Now this right here is a tricky one. This is the fourth sign that you're dysregulated. This is a tricky one right here. I feel like people won't see this one coming, so that's why I had to put it in here. The fourth sign that you're dysregulated, you stop having fun. You stop having fun. Think about the last time that you had fun. You're all like, fun, what's that? Having fun. Things were enjoyed, but you allowed yourself to enjoy things. When you're dysregulated, you're in a constant state of stress. So when you're in a constant state of stress, you look for things to support the beliefs that you have, that everything is difficult, I'm overwhelmed, everything is too hard. You look for things to support that. So you stop having fun. And you know what happens when you stop having fun? Depression happens when you stop having fun. You have to have fun. I realized that I wasn't having fun, but a month ago I was talking to one of my guys, Roberto. We just got out the gym, and I'm like, bro, we're not having fun. Like for us, the gym is easy. Like we can go to the gym, we can avoid vices, we can avoid, things that are not good for us. But the having fun part, we stop having fun. And somebody said, Andonia, right? The loss of pleasure. You need to have fun. You need to have fun. Remember all the fun you had as a kid, that childlike curiosity you had. You would crack up at silly jokes. Nobody's really having fun anymore. Who's having fun? And I know because when I go outside and I look at people's faces, all I see is stress. Karaoke, yeah. I did karaoke a couple of weeks ago, and it was awesome. You have to have fun. Evan, I appreciate you. And Meg on TikTok, these live streams, I'll tell my assistant to post these live streams maybe on our YouTube page. But actually, if you look at my YouTube page, the live streams will be there already. And if you go on my Facebook page, the live stream will be there. So I forgot, we already have a system for that. You have to have fun. And someone said, I rolled down the hill today. Remember as kids, you would roll down the hill and then you would get grass and hay and everything in your mouth, and you'd be laughing, and you go up the hill and then you would roll down again. You didn't like going up the hill, but you liked rolling down. That was so fun. And this is an adult rolling down a hill. This is fun. You have to have fun. And like Paula said, it is hard when you lose interest in doing anything. That right there is the difficult part. Our bodies are not meant to be stressed. You're not supposed to be, or at least you're not supposed to be stressed chronically. Think about it. Stress is a killer. Stress, the things that we stress about, you have to remind yourself, hey, I'm going to die one day. Tamara, it is hard to get out of the funk, but look, tell yourself, I'm going to die one day. I could die tomorrow. Seriously, I could die tomorrow. The bank keeps calling, say you haven't paid the bill, or Georgia Power is talking about you haven't paid the light bill. Georgia Power, you'll get your money when I got the money. If you ain't got the money, okay, I ain't got the money. I make a payment plan. I'll hit you up when I got the money. I ain't got the money right now. Are you gonna stress out about it? You have a friend who's trauma dumping on you and using you as an emotional tampon, and they're always telling you all the bad things about life. And every time you see their text message on your phone, you start to get stressed out. Every time they call you, you feel like you have to call them back and pick up the phone call. So you don't have to pick up the phone call. You're stressing me out. You're trying to kill me. I'm sorry. I don't have time to pick up your call today because you stress me out. You're stressing me out. You're stressing me out. Thank you, Diamond Jackpot. When you are born, you start to die, so start enjoying this. Ah. Leilani, I like that. Good to see you, by the way. I like that. You're going to die one day. Like, have fun, relax, act silly. What's all this stress for? I have to remind myself of this every single day. You're going to die one day. Who cares? But not in a way where you're apathetic, because there's a side of this to where you're like, who cares? I'm going to die one day. I'm going to just do whatever. And that can lead to crash outs. I'm not talking about straight apathy. I'm talking about lowering your cortisol levels and not being under constant stress all the time. Finding the joy in things. My sister sent me a video. My big sis sent me a video of my nephew who's almost 2, and he's watching Elmo and he's dancing. And this is me looking at the video. I was smiling like this. I'm like, man, I'm happy to see my nephew. He's so full of life. And I'm thinking to myself, is this why people have kids? Do kids bring the joy that you lost along the way? I heard somebody say kids are the closest thing that we have to God, and I do believe that. I do believe that. Kobe, how are you? I do believe that. You gotta have fun. Oh yeah, because look, Labia, some people will call you and they'll try and use you as an emotional tampon. For real. They'll try and trauma dump on you, and you have to say, hey, no, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do this. And I mean, I've had to set boundaries with friends. Every time they call, they're like, bruh, man, things been so hard. I'm like, not today, not today, not today, not today, not today. Today, I'm gonna watch Netflix. Today, I'm gonna watch my favorite TV show. Heck, I might pop a gummy and watch something funny, but I'm not gonna be stressed out by you today. Nope, no ma'am, no ham, no turkey. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it because you stress me out. And you don't have to say it like that, but you can just say, hey, you know, I got things to do today, but you know, I hope things work out for you. We all need friends that we can vent to. Like, that's healthy, but you also have to, you know, the same way you tell all your friends the bad things that are happening, tell them about the good things that are happening. Tell them about all the great things that are happening in your life, because there's a couple of great things that are happening for you, but you just don't think about it when you're stressed. It's funny how one stressful hour will make you forget that you've had a good week. A really stressful hour will make you forget that you've had a good week. Yeah. No ma'am, no ham, no turkey. That's how we talk in the South. And Obi, yeah, look, this is why I stopped giving people advice, because people don't do better when they know better. People do better when they feel worse. So sometimes you're hurting people by intervening to prevent the pain. No, the pain is what's going to help them learn quicker. Now, if somebody's going into something that's dangerous, and you know, you can tell somebody something to avoid it, yeah, let them know. But for the most part, people don't do better when they know better. Because how many things do you know, but you still don't do? You do better once you feel worse. You gotta feel the pain. You gotta feel the pain. So if you want them to avoid the pain, you're robbing them of a chance to get better. It's a canon event. They have to go through it. Let them go through it. I see a lot of parents struggling with this. They don't want to let their kids make mistakes. No, let them make mistakes. Certain mistakes you don't want them to make, You don't have to, run towards bankruptcy or get the wrong person pregnant or become pregnant by the wrong person, so on and so forth. But they can handle a couple of mistakes here and there. Trust me, they can make mistakes, and they'll be okay. And Bunny says, I just tell them that I don't have the emotional bandwidth to hold space for them. That's good. But Bunny, if you say that, then you have to make sure that your actions follow up with that. Because I've said that to people where I'll say, I just don't have it. Like, I don't have the emotional bandwidth to deal with this right now. But then I'm still on the phone and I'm still listening. So they didn't hear a single thing that I said. They're going to keep using me as that emotional tampon. Jessica says, I like to go up on the balls of my feet. That's interesting wording. And pretend I'm a ballerina to help regulate myself. Oh, okay. I found the pressure on my feet combined with the silliness of twirling and pretending help self-soothe. I like this. And as adults, we need to do things like this. This is why it's good to take pages out of the playbook for kids. Kids do things like this. Kids contort their body and move and all. Kids have fun. I mean, the problem with kids is they want to have fun all the time, but we don't ever have fun any of the times. So just doing things like this is very helpful. Very helpful. The pain makes you move. Yeah. Sarah, we need pain. People feel more emotionally connected the more that I'm talking. And so I like what Bunny says on TikTok. You know what I really love doing? I love playing on monkey bars or swinging on the swing. I like that as well. I really do. And I don't have any kids, so it's if you don't have kids as an adult, or at least for a 6'3", 205-pound male in America, you're not allowed to go and swing on the monkey bars by yourself. It's a red flag, and optics are important. If I go to a random elementary school, like after hours, I'm just swinging on the swings, the police are going to show up. Like, why is this fully grown adult swinging on the monkey bars? But that's what I would like to do. Take my nieces and nephews and go and swing on the monkey bars and play what's that? Is it Beyblade? Or middle school you would let it rip? Not after hours. Well, I mean, I can't go during school hours. I mean, like, think about it. When can I actually go to the monkey bars? If I go during school hours, I'm arrested. If I go after hours, I still get a restraining order. Oh, go to the park. Okay. The park. I like that. Okay. I'm going to go to the park and just be free. I don't know why it's so bad for a fully grown adult male to just go to the park and be on the swings. Yeah, it got to be a big playground. A big playground. Oh, yeah, maybe I got to bring it to myself. While the kids are at school. Weekends, okay. Go to elementary school on the weekends. Just don't stay there for too long. Yeah. I'll go real quick. I'll swing a little bit. Now I'll run away. Watch them have like video footage of me, and they're looking for a mysterious black male who comes to the elementary school to hang out and play on the monkey bars. Dave and Buster's, gotcha. Right. As an adult, you gotta be a little careful. How can I find out? Josh. Oh, love the show from Josh on TikTok. Love of the show right here. Maybe we should make adult play centers. I like that. I would love that. An adult play center. Ooh, that's one of the best comments I've ever seen on a live stream. I really like that. An adult play center where you can come in and you can just have fun, because that's what we need. We need to have fun. A trampoline park would work too, but we need to have fun, because when you're having fun, you don't have time to think. When you're having, It's impossible to be having fun and to be dysregulated. You can't be dysregulated and have fun at the same time. It doesn't work like that. If you're having fun, you're not thinking about the issues in the world. If you're having fun, you're not thinking about bills. If you're having fun, you're not thinking about trauma. If you're having fun, you're not thinking about work. You're having fun. And Adult Play Center. I got to give Josh credit for that. Josh on TikTok came up with that idea. Joshua.89. Joshua.89. I like that. I like that. Chloe says, just to my daughter, you're never too young to slide or too old to slide. No, you can slide whenever. We can always slide. An Adult Play Center. Maybe this is a business idea right here. This might be a side quest I need to look into. An Adult Play Center. And obviously, you know, I'm sure like there's something you have to make sure that, you know, you still have to make sure you can protect adults, and, you know, there's still bad adults out there that, you know, like a couple of things that we have to iron out. But all in all, this is a very solid idea. This is a very solid idea. Very solid. Come to Detroit and Arbor. Too much sun. What's wrong with that? I would also donate to an Adult Play Center. Yeah, having backyards. When I have the information, I will let y'all know about this Adult Play Center, that idea that we came up with. That Josh, shout out to Josh. Josh came up with. Every college town will eat it up. I'd rather Dallas than Lansing. I gotta come out to Dallas too. Leilani, I did not see your comment on TikTok about the notifications. Nashville has a place called Play. Great fun for adults. Dang. Dang. They didn't took our idea. They have something like that in Vegas. Okay. I was like, I know somebody has thought about it. Nicole, thank you very much. This is one of my favorite ties right here. Ooh, look at me. Look at this bump on my neck right here. Got down. Someone's gonna say, stop touching it, stop touching it. That's what my mom would say. Stop touching it. Don't touch it. The Color Factory in Houston. Okay. I've never even heard of that. Do I go live on schedule? I need to. I need to go live on schedule. Let me see. What's today? Monday. Normally we go live Tuesdays and Thursdays, but we're definitely going live tomorrow, and we're definitely going live Thursday. I may go live all week, but at least Tuesday and Thursday. This is a bonus live stream right here. Just gotta make sure the creeps on right. See, that's why I was saying there are still bad adults out there, and you know, anytime people are having fun, somebody's gonna come in and crash the party. So, you know, Neuroland, I like that. On schedule sounds a bit right. So I think y'all have seen the autism ADHD, the RDHD shorts or videos that I've been posting about how, you know, autism ADHD, you have a side that wants routine and order, but like you want a schedule, but you want an optional out as well. That's exactly how I am. I'm like, I want a schedule, but I want to opt out as well. I want to opt out. Sorceress, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Now I like your profile photo. There are already adult play centers with boundaries. Oh my goodness. I'm weak. Chloe says it's so hard. I make the schedule to not follow it. Same. Chloe, name is ZTF. That's hilarious. Adult play centers and boundaries. Yeah. How do you handle your responsibilities? Well, Janaya, I like your braids, by the way. What I do is I try and front load all of the things that I have to do in the beginning of the day. And I make that the priority. Like if it's something that I can't opt out of, I'm like, okay, we have to do this in the beginning of the day, and everything else is, optional. And I do that a lot with recording content because I may have 3 different things to record: a YouTube video, then a couple of short videos, and then a couple of quick stitches. But if I'm making YouTube videos and I get into a role, I'm like, okay, all right, I'm in a flow state right now. I don't want to switch what I'm doing. So let me keep on this path. I'm just going to do this right here, and then we'll just do this. And then tomorrow we'll pick up something else. So in the span of a week or 2 weeks, I get my stuff done. But within a single day, I don't really ever get my to-do list done because I'll get sidetracked. I get sidetracked. Leilani listens. What was that? I'll have to follow that page when I see it. If you leave another comment, then I'll catch it. Oh, this is the initials of your name. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I saw DTF and I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, okay, somebody's a little spicy, Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with DTF, But that's your name. Okay, that's cool. I think I've answered this before. I don't think it's a must, but for me, it's the most helpful thing that I do. ADHD coaching can be just as effective, but I mean, the meds for me is a must. The next best thing is exercise. Those two. All right, okay. Let me see. What's John saying? All right. We gotta wrap up this live stream. I gotta see what the old lady want to. Let me schedule that fitness in. Chloe, get to the gym now. Get to the gym, Chloe. You gotta get to the gym. I put notes on the fridge to remind me of what needs to be done. It's a good way to do it. Leilani listens page. Okay, gotcha. I'm following it back. Your visit funny. Thank you very much. I try my best to be funny. Thank you. Marty, it depends on what your needs are. If medication is what you are looking for, then the doctor. And if you're looking for tips and tricks and strategies to help you work with your brain, then the ADHD coach. And for some people, it's both. Both. Genevieve, great question. After a stream, do you feel exhausted or get headaches? I don't get headaches or feel exhausted after a stream. In fact, these live streams are more energizing than honestly making the content because I'm talking. I have my talking points prepared in advance, but I'm talking. The content can take some thinking, but luckily I have an editor, so I don't have to do like the real thinking. Thank you so much, Sticker Lover. I appreciate you. Tips and strategies. Okay. I'm definitely inject that into the content. This is Bunny. How many backup pages do y'all have? Redacted Sapphic. Okay. Does this feel like social time? Chloe, it kind of does a little bit. It kind of does. Okay. Only one secret to talk about my divorce. Oh. One secret account to talk about your divorce. Hey, if it's cathartic, you got to get it out. Diamond Jackpot, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. An 8-10 munchies is autism. Okay. Shout out. What city is this restaurant in? Diamond Jackpot, I appreciate you. Official soft spoken. Likewise, I appreciate you, and I'm happy that you're learning to understand who you are. When you understand who you are, I mean, you can't go wrong. You put yourself in a really good position to succeed. To succeed. Okay, Flint, Michigan. For those of y'all in Flint, Michigan, 8-10 Munchies is an autism and special needs friendly restaurant with a quiet, sensory-friendly space featuring low lighting, no TVs, and no noise. We serve comfort food with polite service and a clean, welcoming place at affordable prices. So for those of y'all in Flint, Michigan, 8-10 Munchies. 8-10 Munchies. Awesome. Thank you for dropping that in there. And buddy, thank you for the finger hearts. Thank you. I think I may be behind masking. Tiffany, look, the kids got it from somewhere. The kids got it from somewhere now. If life was hard for you growing up, Tiffany, you could, you could be a part of the neurodivergent family. I'm not diagnosing you. I'm just saying. Stacy, me too. I'll be taking an assessment. The more you know yourself, the better you can set yourself up. They love to chat on TikTok. Okay. I mean, I wish I had time for a spam page on TikTok or a page where I could just comment as somebody else, like Kevin Durant, a little burner page. I'm not familiar with what different ads there are for Facebook, on Facebook for autism diagnoses, so I can't speak to that. What should I be looking for? In the assessment? Well, the assessment it'll be an hours-long assessment, and they'll be evaluating everything from how your child or your children interact with other people, to how they understand the world and interpret it. I'm not very well known. You have to get that hidden account. Oh my goodness! All right, let me get one more in, and then I gotta go hit the gym. I'm gonna hit the gym tonight, but then I will turn around and sleep relatively early, and then I'll wake up and hit the gym in the morning. Whenever I start the day off with the gym, I feel way better. I feel way better. As a fellow neurospicy, how do you get your water in? How do you get your exercise in without it feeling daunting? I'm almost 400 pounds. And then 2C, what's your diet like? Okay, so as a fellow neurospicy, how do you get your water in? I tell myself that I have to drink 6 of these a day. Today I probably had like 2. So I did not meet my water goal today. I got to do better, and I'll be more mindful of it. So what I like to do ideally is I like to drink this water in at the beginning of the day. Get as much water in as the beginning, because what happens is when I drink water at night, the way my bladder is set up, I don't stop peeing and I have to wake up at night to pee. And I remember one night I woke up, I had too much melatonin that night though. I woke up and I fell. And I'm a healthy 33-year-old man. I fell. And I don't think I hit my head, but I hit something, and I mean, my girl was concerned. She's like, you gotta go get checked. I'm like, I'm straight, I'm good. But the peeing at night is too much of a thing for me. So I like to drink as much water as I can in the beginning of the day. If I can get 3 of these in by noon, that's my goal. So that's my goal right there. And I haven't done a water break yet. So somebody drop the magic word in the chat, and then we'll get the water break after we get to the super chat from Diamond Jackpot. So I like to get as much water in, and I just keep the water bottles out. If they're not out, I can't see them, so I don't drink them. How do I get my exercise in without it feeling daunting? So what I did, the exercise, I mean, the gym for me is, I mean, yeah, I want to look good naked, but it's more so that way I don't lose my mind, and it's a mental health thing. When I don't work out, I am liable to do all the things that I mentioned in my list of 4 signs that you're dysregulated. When I don't work out, I look to be efficient with everything. I get easily upset. I self-sabotage. I stop having fun. So the gym is a prerequisite for me. And also, I make my best content after the gym. So my best videos are made after the gym. And whenever I'm writing, I have the best ideas after the gym or during the gym. And also, the gym is sometimes the only time I get to talk to people and like see people throughout the day. So I've made the gym fun for me. I'd say if you're early in your workout journey, find ways to make the gym fun for you. And what my diet is like. My diet is I get meals delivered to the house, so it's called Factor Meals, Factor 75. I'm not promoting them because they're all right. They will put your package at the wrong house every now and then, but I get the meals delivered because I'm a recovering DoorDash addict. So I've had an issue ordering food on DoorDash, and when I DoorDash, I don't make healthy choices. I just get a whole bunch of Popeyes and things that are not good for me. So what I like to do is I like to, if I don't get the meals from Factor, which again delivered to the house, I'll find a healthy restaurant that I can go to. And my go-to healthy restaurant is Cava. Used to be Chipotle. I like Cava now. So that's what my diet is like. And super chat from Diamond Sticker. Shout out to you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you. You're supporting the fund that one day I can open up an adult play center. DoorDash is too much. And Caitlin, there's definitely a positive relationship or correlation between the gym and ADHD. Like, I think it's a non-negotiable. Oh, Leilani says cheers. Big cheers. Okay. So we'll do a water break before we end this live stream. I'm going to down all this water. Big cheers, y'all. Yes, the first investment towards the adult play center. Thank you very much. Whew, okay. That feels good. And like Bunny is saying, the motivation for the gym, you have to go before the motivation really kicks in. It is like a flow state. Once you go, you build momentum. But if I take a long break from the gym, it becomes harder to go. Regina, I'll be on tomorrow at 5 o'clock California time, 8 o'clock East Coast time, which is 7 o'clock in Nashville, 6 o'clock in Arizona, 5 in Los Angeles, 4 in Alaska, 3 o'clock in Hawaii. And also, if you're in Houston, I'll be at the All Jokes Aside Comedy Club on April the 26th at 8 o'clock. And if you're in Nashville, Tennessee, I'll be at Zany's Comedy Club on Sunday, May 31st at 7 o'clock. Link is in the bio for the tickets. And I'll see you all tomorrow at 5 p.m. West Coast time, 8 o'clock East Coast time. And Jess, 3 p.m. in Hawaii time. 3 p.m. Hawaii time. Yep. And yeah, I'm from Tennessee, so I gotta rep my Titans. All right, y'all. I gotta go pee and hit this gym. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow. The Houston date is April the 26th at 8 p.m. April the 26th at 8 p.m. So, and also before I go, Anna, the live streams you can watch the whole playback on Facebook, or you can watch it on my YouTube page. So you can watch the full live stream in its entirety on either Facebook or on YouTube. So I just want to say that. All right, take care. Love y'all. See y'all tomorrow.